Hey, how are you? My name is Kevin Kenny. Welcome to a brand new edition of Billboard Live. Our guest today, Sabrina Carpenter.
What's up?
And Caleb.
And Caleb Nelson.
Caleb
Nelson.
Caleb Nelson. What's going on, guys? Simply Caleb. Now, you are being very nice. You're going to stop by today. You're going to play us 3 songs for those at home watching. And you're going to hang out for a little quick question and answer
I
afterwards.
am being very nice.
It's very gracious of
Thank
you. Very cordial, Sabrina.
Yeah, sure, anytime.
Cool. Now, what are you going to start with today?
I'm going to start with one of my singles, Thumbs.
Nice, Thumbs, which you
yeah.
did an acoustic version of that's out and available now.
I did.
Right on. All right.
Yeah.
That's enough plugs for now.
I was like, that was so smooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sabrina Carpenter and Caleb.
And Caleb Nelson.
All right. Keep it going for Sabrina and Caleb.
Thank you so much.
Very nice. Sabrina, put it there.
Thank you.
You're going to hang out. Caleb, thanks so much,
I'm
man.
gonna
I'm going to steal your seat.
Thanks,
I'm going to try
Caleb.
not to trip over these mic cords. I love that song.
Thank you.
Can I tell you that right now?
Thank you so much.
But I had a funny experience. Again, that song is called Why, if you're just tuning in here on Billboard Live. I had a funny experience when I was first listening to that song because I didn't know what the song was about. I didn't know where the story was going. So I'm listening to that first verse, right? And they like the daytime, you like the nighttime. They don't sing to the radio, you do sing to the radio. And I'm there sitting, I'm like, Sabrina's got to break up with this person. I'm like, this is a bad relationship. This is not going to work out. I'm like that best friend, like listening along on Spotify or whatever. But that's actually not the story at all. Once I got to the hook and once I listened to the whole thing, it's really a story, as you said at the top of the song, about opposites attracting and not working out. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and the cool thing about the song was that it was inspired by the fact that there could be so many different kinds of relationships that we have that in. You know, that we all have these differences, but we still love people just because they like, apples and you like oranges.
Yeah.
Which I'm allergic to apples, so I don't like apples.
You're definitely Team Orange.
So I'm definitely Team Orange. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's as simple as that.
Like, I was thinking about this listening to the song on the way to work today. Like, does why even matter in friendships or relationships to you? As long as it works, as long as you guys are happy?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's always this thing in life where it's like you end up being friends with people sometimes you never would have expected to be friends with. And it's like you don't even question. You're not like, I should only be friends with people that I think I would be good with. It's like if it works and you know it, then you feel it.
The song is off to a tremendous start. It's being added to like tens of 20s of 30s of radio stations all across the country. I read some crazy stat that on its first week out, the only person you were behind in terms of getting added to radio stations was Pink.
And that's cool.
That is amazing. Yeah, that's pretty.
Pink can have that spot.
Yeah, right. That's good company to be in, and of course it's climbing the charts here at Billboard. But it all started. You were telling Jason Lipschitz, you did a great interview with him a number of months back. That it all started with that opening line. I guess you had that idea for the line, and then the whole other, like the rest of the story, just came to be.
And it came to be so quickly. We wrote the song in probably about an hour and recorded in about an hour. So
that's crazy.
Yeah,
like the best songs come along that way.
I think so personally. Like the ones that I feel like I have, or that I get really excited about, are the ones that just like they happen super quickly and they're done before you felt like you even started.
Yeah.
And I think it's nice because you don't really have to question them, and they come very easily.
Is there a specific story that line dates back to, or an experience, a specific experience?
I think there's just been so many times where like, and it's interesting because we ended up writing you like New York City in the daytime, I like New York City in the nighttime. I like New York City all the time, if we're being quite honest. If I had to pick one, I think it's electric at night. Like it is. It does light up. It makes you feel like anything is possible in the most dramatic way possible. But when we are thinking about like opposites, like usually I just know people that are like, oh, I could never live in New York City. And then people are like, yeah, I'm more of like a, suburb kind of person. So it's just like those kind of differences, I guess.
Totally.
Yeah.
I think it was the chat with Jason. It could have been from a different interview you did, but it was a quote that I thought was really cool about the song, that you were really proud of how conversational the song is.
Yeah.
And maybe it's more conversational than you were able to achieve in past songs.
Yeah.
Can you kind of talk about that? Because it's something you don't really hear from artists a lot, but I think it's conversational, and I enjoy music that is conversational.
Thanks.
So explain that.
I think it's easy. It's easy on the ears. I think when you hear something and it's just like, oh, like I say that in my everyday life.
Yeah.
I mean, and when you hear things, it's like, about you like sleeping with the air on and the air off. It's like, it's something that I wouldn't expect to write as a song lyric, because it's not like it's like a poetic line by any means, but it is very honest.
Yeah, very
because
true.
I can only sleep with the AC on very, very strongly. But some people I know that are just like, no, AC off. It needs to be hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a great music video, over 16 million views on YouTube alone so far for it, and it's got a co-star, famous co-star, Riverdale's. Is it Casey Cott?
Casey Cott.
Right on. So how did the whole video come about? Were you involved with the concept?
Yeah, I'm usually pretty hands-on as far as.
I mean, you got to be, right? With
you
your
have to
track
be.
record?
I think when you have a vision too, and when you write the song, like you kind of envision like what it could be, and if it doesn't come to life in the way you want it, then it's kind of disappointing. So I think like when we were thinking about it, it was a song that I was like, it was harder for me to envision exactly what the video would be like, because I didn't want it to be too on the nose as far as like, all right, so let's have yin and yang, you know? And I think like there's a lot of people that probably would have interpreted it that way. But the director that we chose, like we made a really, really interesting story about these two people that actually, they look like they could work together, but then once you hear them talk to each other and you get to know them, you realize that they're very different. And it's like, you know, it could work. Maybe it doesn't, but it's, you know, in that moment that it does. It works.
Totally.
Yeah.
And with both of your acting backgrounds, it's cool. It's like a little mini movie or
a little mini movie.
Yeah.
And he's so great. I love Casey. He's amazing.
Yeah, the video is beautiful.
Thanks.
I thought it would be cool, actually, based on some of the lyrics that you sing in the song, to give you a little bit of a pop quiz on the song. You'll just bear with. Like,
I hope I
trust me on this, but more of a like just rapid fire questions.
Okay.
So you sing on the song that you like the nighttime in New York. They like the daytime. What's your favorite nighttime activity in New York City?
Nighttime activity? Where are we? We are in Washington Square. I like to go into Washington Square and see who's out. There was this guy. Okay, I'm sorry. This isn't like my favorite activity, but we were out in Washington Square, and there's this guy with a mic, and he's got the little soundboard. He's making beats, and he's just like singing songs about things that need empathy. So like he was singing about turtles and whales and cockroaches, and it was actually my favorite activity that I've ever experienced in New York. But that's like literally in New York you'll get anything as weird as that. So that's not my favorite nighttime activity. But I think in New York, that's so hard. I feel like, I don't know, just walking outside in the streets, or like by going up to like a rooftop and like looking at a view and just like being with your friends and talking is like a great nighttime activity.
Yeah. Another lyric on the song is you say that they don't listen or they don't pay attention to the music on the radio, but you're there, you're singing along to the radio. What's your favorite song?
I have to. If they play my song, I was like,
yeah, you better.
I gotta
right?
listen.
That comes on.
Yeah.
But other than your music, what's your favorite song to sing along to on the radio?
Ooh, there's so many. Every time "Feel It Still" comes on right now, though, like that's the one I'm just like,
Yeah.
I love that song.
That's
so
a great
much.
song.
Yeah,
It comes out of nowhere. We talk about it all the time.
it's just infectious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. And last one. Okay, so in the video, if you at home are watching right now, you're a big fan of Sabrina, you've seen the video, you take a bunch of pictures. There's a bunch of, and you're kind of walking through your little loft there in New York City.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, it's kind of a big question, but if you could think about it, is what is your favorite picture that you either took or you're in that just means the most to you or your favorite? Is there any photographs pop out in your mind?
You know what's interesting is I spend so much of my life just being in awe of the pictures that my sister takes. My sister's an incredible photographer.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, but I once took a picture of her on film, and it ended up looking really good, and she posted it, and I've never felt so honored in my life.
Right.
Because usually she's the one taking the incredible pictures of me, so when I took that picture, I was like, oh my God, she likes
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
So it was like a portrait of your sister.
Yeah, it was like a portrait of my sister.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And then I want to talk about this incredible work ethic that you have, Sabrina. I mean, it's inspiring to follow you, because if you don't know, if you're not keeping track at home.
She doesn't sleep.
You don't sleep. But even more so than that, 9 months after your second album came out, you dropped Why. I mean, that's incredible. And then you did a bunch of stuff in between. You were on tour. Where does that come from?
Oh, honestly, I wish I knew. I never want to stop. Like, it's just always been that way ever since I was a little girl. And I think when I first started working, I was like professionally, I guess I was around 10 years old, and I just never wanted to stop, because I feel like there's so many things that I've yet to do and that I've yet to explore and accomplish. And so I'm just kind of always that person that like gets really excited about the future and all the possibilities.
Totally.
Yeah.
Speaking of that work ethic, you're not slowing down. You just wrapped shooting on a new movie, I understand.
Yeah, I did.
It's The Hate You Give, is that it? So it's an adaptation, if you're watching at home, you don't know. It's an adaptation of a youth
YA novel. Yep.
Yeah, YA novel. So talk to me about that movie.
By Angie Thomas. It's an incredible book, and I was actually really, really excited when I found out they were making it into a movie, and that was before that I had the audition. The character that I play in the movie is very different than anything I've ever played before, and the interesting thing was I was just so in love with the book and the message behind the book that I really wanted to be a part of the movie however I could. And then I ended up booking it and working on it, and the cast, the crew is phenomenal, but more than anything, like, I'm just really excited to see what people take away from it. It opens a conversation. It opens a pretty healthy dialogue, in my opinion, and I think people are really going to enjoy it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I got something I want to show you over here. Can we grab this really quick? This is a recent copy of Billboard magazine.
I know
Let's see
it
if we can
well.
get a shot of that on one of these cameras. Yeah, you probably do know this all, right? Now we got the Apple Music folks on the front, but the reason I'm bringing this up is this is our 21 under 21 list, and you
Oh, snap.
are on that 21
I was
under
on
21.
that.
Yeah, you were. How does that feel? What was that experience like? Where were you when you
Insane.
found out?
Insane. I don't remember. I think I was in a car. I'm usually always in a car. No, but when I found out, I was so excited. I think it's just like it is one of those things where I'm constantly in awe of the talent that surrounds me, and it definitely inspires me and pushes me to work harder when I see young people that are like around my age or younger than me or just, you know, near my age working so hard and doing their own thing. So the fact that you guys do that is incredible, and to be a part of it, I was just like, okay, thank you.
Awesome. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much.
Now, I don't know if you've heard of these people online called the Carpenters. Have you heard of these people?
Yes.
They're-
Oh wait, I thought you were talking about the actual band, the Carpenters.
No, I'm
for a
talking
second.
about like the hashtag
My fans.
Carpenters.
Yes.
Better
I
not
love
forget
them.
those.
I know them well.
They're quite big fans of Sabrina Carpenter, believe it or not.
They're the coolest people. Like every single time I get to meet them, and like I think the most surreal thing has been because I basically toured for this past year straight. Between the U.S., we toured the U.S. twice, and we toured Brazil and Europe and Japan. And like being able to see them multiple times, like they would come back to different shows, they fly places, they drive 10 hours, like they're so dedicated, and I mean it's really cool when you can have a relationship with them that feels like a little bit, I don't know, more just like your friends, because I feel like they're honest with me, you know. They seriously, they're very harsh critics, but it's great because it's a fun relationship, and I kind of want to just do whatever I can for them and include them in everything that I do and make everything special for them.
Yeah, and it's cool with an artist like you that does both acting and singing. They can kind of follow you along to project, which is nice too. I bring up the Carpenters is because we put out a tweet not too long ago, within the past hour or two, and asking for fan questions. We got about 5 fan questions. I mean, I think there were 500 questions in a matter of like 60 minutes. It was really incredible. But I thought in closing here, before we let you go, to ask you some of these questions. So this is Lauren at That Love Ish wants to know, who's the first person you show a new song to when you finish it?
Ooh, it's probably my sister. I mean, but
is this the same sister?
Same sister.
Okay.
It's hard though because I think it depends. If there's a song that I'm really excited about, I kind of won't play for anybody for like a week.
Okay.
Because I just want to have it for myself for a little bit before I get like other people's opinions. Because I do feel like once you get someone else's opinion and maybe it's not what you wanted to hear, or maybe it's, you know, it's different, then sometimes that can affect you and get in your head about the song. And sometimes I do have to follow my instinct. So I'm constantly like, I think it is people within my family, people within my band, my really close friends. But
who was the first person to hear why?
It was my mom, and both of my sisters were actually in the car, and I left the session immediately. That song, I was like, guys, can I play you something?
I got one.
Yeah. My sister said yesterday before I did Fallon, she was like, remember when we were in the car and you played this for the first time?
And now it's on The Tonight Show. It's incredible. All right, Maggie on Twitter wants to know this is a nice segue.
Oh.
How was it performing on The Tonight Show? Well done, Maggie.
Psychic. It was incredible. Like, I was terrified and excited and all of the feelings. It was phenomenal.
You were telling me before we went live that it's a relatively small space for how big of a show it is.
Yeah, it feels like you're in a black box theater, which is really interesting because it's a little bit more intimate. But it's such an amazing feeling. Jimmy's incredible, and he's been so supportive of the song, and it was a great show overall. Like, I was a fan. Like, I was just really excited to be there. And I'm glad that we got to sing Why New York City in the Nighttime. It was really exciting.
Special moment. All right, we got 3 more really quick ones, and we're going to get out of here. We have Erica on Twitter saying, what is something you want to do before the year ends? We're coming up on the close of 2017. Any goals, anything on the bucket list? In addition to everything else you're doing, right?
You know, it's funny because I actually did want to go to Europe before the year ends, and I'm going. So I guess that's good.
That's cool. Have you ever been to Europe before?
I have. I got to tour there earlier this year, and I just fell in love with it. And I was like, I just want to go
come
again.
Back. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, Lauren says, I admire your positive outlook on everything so much. Any advice on achieving that positive outlook?
I'd say it is focusing. It is focusing on, you know, the here and the now, and not so much focusing on tomorrow or yesterday, which believe me, we all do. We all get caught up in, like, you know, the moments that we're not supposed to, because we can't change, you know, we can't change the past, we can't change the future, or maybe we can. I guess we can. No, never mind. I don't sleep a lot, Lauren. But I think the most important thing is to work hard. It really is passion, and it is desire, and it is knowing that, like, you're different, and that's okay, and that's gonna get you further than it would if you were the same.
That's awesome. We have one question before you left. This is from Jasmine on Twitter. Jasmine Davis, if you're watching right now, Jasmine.
Princess.
Question, yes, exactly. Question for Sabrina. Which singer inspires you the most? And then she made sure to add that she loves you with all of her heart.
With all your heart?
All of it.
Which singer inspires me the most? This is hard because I think like growing up I had a lot of different influences as far as singing goes. But I mean, these past couple years of my life, it's just been like Rihanna.
Really?
Rihanna. Yeah.
Why Rihanna?
You know, there's something like, I guess it's very effortless for her, and I feel like that is exactly what like artistry should be. It should just be you, and it should just exude like, you know, everything that you are. And I feel like she's a very good example of that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So in closing here, Why, of course, the lead single out now. Is this off of a third body of work? Is this too early to talk about something like that, or?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's
more music
more
is on
music
the way.
is
for the
on the way
Carpenters
for
watching.
sure. For sure. Yeah.
For show.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for stopping by,
Thank
Sabrina. Best
you.
of luck the rest of the year, and enjoy Europe. It sounds
Thank
like
you
that's going to
so
be a lot
much.
of fun.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.
Bye.